Well, hello, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your March the 10th Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. I hope you're having a beautiful day. If you need to reach me, do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. And I am going to speed through this meditation today as my voice is failing and I am a bit under the weather. So let's get started. The title of it is Finding Accountability in Others' Insights. We choose our mirrors carefully, seeking those we can trust to be honest, helpful, and kind. That's taken from the Living Clean book, chapter 6, Anonymity. There are loads of reasons to keep coming back to NA. The fact that we can't do this alone tops the list for many of us. We need each other. As our basic text puts it, we are each other's eyes and ears. When we share with others in NA, we get to learn from their valuable experience and get their perspective on ours. Their take helps us better understand the past. It gives us a new vantage point on what we're doing now. Objectivity is an acquired skill. When we share honestly with our fellow recovering addicts, we can see our behavior more clearly in their reflections. We begin to gain some accountability. Asking for such insights can make us feel quite vulnerable. One member wrote, "My outsides were suiting up and showing up while my insides remained aloof. Undercover isolation became a way of life. I couldn't find my way out on my own." We find people we can trust and choose to confide in them, returning again and again to those who offer the insights we're seeking. It's what we mean when we tell newcomers to stick with the winners. Beyond simple abstinence, we need people who are real with us and help us get real too. When we surround ourselves with people who are living the program, our lives improve. One member shared, "I developed a support system, and that system of support developed me." We need people to tell us the truth when we can't see it ourselves. Sometimes the clarity starts the minute we begin to open our mouth. "It sounded good in my head," one addict shared. "But before I could even say it out loud to my sponsor, I realized it was total BS. To stay clean, I need a clear reflection. Who are my most trustworthy mirrors today?" Beautiful meditation. So many thoughts come to mind. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. I believe it's very important to choose our mirrors carefully, seeking those who we can trust to be honest with us, helpful, and kind. No one wants, well, maybe some people do. Some people do want to be around yes, ma'ams or yes, sir, right? They want to be around those people that don't question anything that they say and do everything that you ask them to do or that they would ask them to do. They prefer to be around those types of people because they don't have to deal with conflict. They know they're intimidating people to do exactly what they want and the way that they want them. Some people like that. But I would say by far the majority of us would rather have the slap of a friend than the kiss of some brother. right? We would rather have someone tell us the truth. We would rather have someone not be afraid to approach a difficult conversation with us. These are the types of people that would be those mirrors that reflect who and what you are with very little error. You know, there's some mirrors that used to be in the club. I used to go to a club called Mr. President's. And I can remember, no matter how wasted I was, if I went to the ladies' restroom, I I looked like I was golden. The mirrors had like a dusty rose shine to them or tint to them. And you just look beautiful looking in those mirrors. Minus the fact that your makeup has sweat completely off, minus the fact that your clothes were rumpled from dancing too hard, and your hair was no longer the same style you walked into the club with because you had sweated the style out from just dancing. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. Let me just tell my story. And so I would go into this restroom to kind of primp a little bit. And I always thought I looked amazing. And then I would get home and look in my mirror that didn't have that rose tint. And I would wonder what was going on with me? Like, how did you think that you were Miss Fine of America? You are a hot mess, girl. And that's what this reminds me of. Sometimes we click up with people in recovery that they don't have very much backbone when it comes to us in telling us the truth about ourselves. And we shouldn't be so surprised about that because they don't have the ability to be truthful about themselves and the state of their true affairs spiritually. So why would I expect that they would be able to be honest with me? You want people in your corner that will reflect you back to you with very little error. Now, there's some distorted mirrors, and you walk in and look at yourself in those mirrors or a mirror room, playhouse, or whatever, and it distorts your image. In one mirror, you look like a jolly green giant. In another mirror, you look like a dwarf. In another mirror, you look like the girl on Willy Wonka that licked the blueberry wallpaper and blew up into a huge balloon. And in another mirror, you will look like you are thin as a rail. Those mirrors are distorted. And we can liken those mirrors to individuals that have skewed perceptive about people in general, or relationships in general, or about themselves in general. I would look like a fool asking someone who has not dealt with their own self loathing to tell me, how do I come across to you? I doubt seriously that they would have a response that could be compared to a true reflecting mirror. I doubt it. And so today I want to leave you with this. I want for you to go out there and find one or two people. It doesn't have to be a lot. Find one or two that you can trust to be honest and keep it 100 with you about you. And you know what? If you think that they're not sure about how much truth about yourself they can bring to you, give them permission. Say, listen, I'm going to talk to you about this spiritual principle of accountability. You come across to me as an individual that would be able to tell me the truth about myself, that when I'm coming across a certain way, you would be able to pull my coattail to the side and say, hey, the way you went about that was really foul. That was not okay. You might want to think about that or talk to your sponsor about what's behind that. Get to the exact nature of it, because on the outside, you look like you got a lot of recovery, but what you just did shows that something is not right on the inside. You might want to take a look at that. You seem like that type of person that could do that. And I'm not sure, but I want to ask you to be my accountability partner. And I'm giving you permission to call me on my stuff. Obviously, in a loving and caring, respectful manner. I wouldn't expect that you would embarrass me publicly. But if you see something that I'm doing, I want to give you permission to pull me aside and point it out, because I really don't want to come across as a person that is a dressed up garbage can. And see what they tell you. I have several people in my life that do that, and I'm very grateful. And I want that for you. You probably have one or two, but you know what? Broaden that base a little bit and see if you don't have a higher point of freedom. My name is Mighty Stream, and I've enjoyed talking to you. Have a beautiful day on purpose.